Hi, everyone. I'm Jane Applegath, and welcome to the Epic Vision Zone. Our goal with this show and company is to bring you trailblazing women from around the globe to share their ideas, their knowledge, and inspiration to help you transform your dreams into epic success. Our epic female entrepreneur today is Kris Bryant, a visibility strategist who helps coaches, consultants, and service-based industries stand out on social media so that they can get more clients and sales. Growing up, Kris always had a fascination with how some people manage to supercharge their visibility and amass hundreds of thousands of social media followers in what seemed like overnight. She knew early on that social media was a powerful tool in creating a loyal tribe across the world and creating a sustainable business. Today, her work has appeared in publications such as Forbes, Yahoo News, Google News, and Startup Fortune. Her expert coaching and consulting shows clients how to connect with their ideal audience and how to monetize and gain a revenue breakthrough in their business. Her passion is bridging the gap between entrepreneurs and potential customers using online marketing in efficient and economical ways so that her clients can stand out amongst the noise and thrive. Welcome, Kris Bryant. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you for having me, Jane. How are you today?
I'm great, thank you. Thank you so much for being here, and I can't wait to share your knowledge and your inspiration with our entrepreneurs and audience today. When I was talking with you earlier, you had a really interesting journey to get to where you are today, something completely unassociated with social media. So just give some insight into our audience, the shift that you made. And, because entrepreneurs often don't start out where they are today. So maybe just share that with our audience.
Absolutely, and yes, that is so true. So I'm from Massachusetts. I've lived here my entire life, and I went to Northeastern University for college. When I was there, I actually studied criminal justice for school, and I enjoyed it very much. I love the criminal justice system or learning about it. I'm very fascinated with crime. But as I was finishing up with school, I wanted to pivot a little bit because um, I was a struggling college student and I didn't really have the opportunity to make a lot of money in school. So I decided to get into sales and I did various different sales jobs and I excelled, but it wasn't something that I was really passionate about. I felt as though I was pushing products and services that didn't really energize me or light me up. And I realized that I wanted to be my own product, right? I wanted to help other people in some way, shape, or form. And I knew that I wanted to build my own dreams and not someone else's. So I decided to start my own business. And I figured an online business would be the best way to go because there's a lot of startup capital needed, a lot of overhead with a physical brick and mortar business. So I said, you know what, I'm going to dive all in with online, and I decided to do social media marketing. And with that, I helped many different small and medium-sized businesses just become more visible online. I ran Facebook ads for my clients so that I can help them get more clients. And that's when I learned, like, this is my calling and something that I'm very passionate about. I had the pleasure of working with many female entrepreneurs, mostly female entrepreneurs, and I'm just so glad that I made that change from doing criminal justice sales, but now doing the social media marketing.
Wow, that is so amazing. I mean, it's really something how so many entrepreneurs have come from a completely different industry. And I love that you
Yes.
said that it wasn't fulfilling. And that's really
Mhm.
what's resonating with most entrepreneurs is they get into an industry that doesn't fulfill them. And yes,
Mhm.
it has the paycheck and possibly the benefits, but life is short. And
Yes.
it's amazing how someone as young as you, because you did start this not just yesterday, and you realized that, and you took action to move into your passion. So I applaud you for that.
Thank you
And
so much.
oh, you're welcome. And anyone who's listening, do listen to your heart because that is the place where it all starts. And I love that you said that the power of connection and building, that's something that you really love to do. And
Yes.
when COVID hit, you made a strategic business decision. Tell us about that and how that worked into your business.
Yes, absolutely. I knew that when COVID hit that it had an impact on many small businesses where they might have had a larger budget to market or run ads to attract more customers, but with COVID it led to so many uncertainties, and I knew that I could help smaller businesses even if they didn't have the funds to necessarily hire someone directly to maybe run ads or to manage their accounts. I can at least teach them the skills and provide them with the tools so that they can learn how to effectively promote their business. So every month, I usually host 1 to 2 free social media marketing classes where I break down how to excel on Instagram, what type of content you should be putting out there, and I in Facebook. So I just put together these free classes, live free classes, which allows the entrepreneurs to ask questions in real time. And I can just really guide them on how to get more followers and more traction online.
I love that. Offering a free class so that people can also get to know you, to trust you, and you build rapport with them. I mean, that's a fabulous marketing strategy, but also it's a great way to connect with people who need your
It
help.
is.
So I thought I wanted to bring that to people's attention because that's an opportunity for all of us to reach people digitally online that may not necessarily have connected with us otherwise. So, overcoming entrepreneurial challenges, how do you overcome obstacles that often challenge entrepreneurs, especially younger ones like yourself, just starting out?
Yes, there are so many challenges that can come from being an entrepreneur. I faced many myself, especially in the beginning. I mean, I always joke with my friends sometimes and say the entrepreneurial journey can be so challenging to the point where you can just think, why am I even doing this? But honestly, it really is so rewarding. But I find that mindset plays a key role in just overcoming challenges. I believe in the law of attraction and thoughts becoming things. So, really telling yourself every single day that, you know what, if there is a challenge, I will figure it out. And just also being really resourceful and finding the answer, or maybe finding someone that's 1 or 2 steps ahead of you and getting some guidance from them. I mean, I've worked with coaches, and that's been completely game changing for my business. So, that helps with overcoming challenges. But also, we talked a little bit about how I did sales right after college. So, my first job was a door to door sales job, and I had to go to residential areas and sell cable, internet, and phone services to people who A, did not know that I was coming, B, did not expect, they basically like expressed no interest in changing their cable provider. But my job was to go and win these people back. And I had to really change my mindset because going door to door sales, if you say it to anyone, they're like, ugh, that's gross. I don't want to do that. And I encountered a lot doing that job. I've had people call the police on me, slam the door in my face, scream at me, dogs go crazy and chase me down the street. So many different things that I encountered. But I will say with that, it built a lot of character, but it also showed, again, that mindset because I told myself, with every no that I get, because there is a lot of rejection, it brings me
Mm-hmm.
closer to that yes. So that's one thing I took with me in my entrepreneurial journey. But also, I was planting seeds because most of the time when I would go door to door, a lot of the people weren't home. Maybe 60 to 70% of the people weren't home. They might have been at work still or out running errands. So, what I would do is I would leave little flyers with my contact information and a special offer to incentivize them to call me. And what happened was, over time, I was leaving hundreds of flyers behind, and then people would start calling, and I would get sales after the fact, like when I wasn't even there anymore. And the reason why I'm telling this story is because the same applies to being an entrepreneur. You're planting seeds, you're doing the work, you're telling yourself, I can do this. And then as you're planting those seeds, they start to grow over time and everything starts to come to fruition. So it's so important to not give up.
Yes, absolutely. And you're right, planting those seeds. So when you were doing your free marketing seminars, that was planting seeds. I love it. I love that
Absolutely.
analogy. Yes, because
Thank
eventually
you.
they will grow. Yes, that is
Yes.
such great insight. And I can't believe anybody's shutting the door on you, honestly.
Oh, it's happened. And I mean,
Wow.
it was quite an experience. I mean, it was definitely not a boring job because you never know what you would get on the other side of the door. I would have days where I would go to my first house and get a sale. And then I would have days where I would knock on 100 doors and not get any sales that day. But I planted those seeds and I told
Right.
myself, all right, I want to get as many no's as possible because it's going to bring me closer to that yes. And that's what really drives me with my business. And I have that same attitude now.
Wow, that is amazing. I think everybody take note. It's better to get more no's. No, but I mean, it's really, it builds resilience, which is what you need as an
It does.
entrepreneur. So
It
that is a
does.
great lesson. So you said to me earlier that the internet is a gift.
Hmm.
Explain that, because I know that your area of expertise definitely does associate with the internet, but I've never
Hmm.
heard anybody put it that way. A lot of us would like to take our computer sometimes and throw it out the window because we just get frustrated. But you said that it is a gift. So walk us
It
through that a
is.
little.
The reason why I said that is because I find the internet just so game changing. It allows people to become whoever it is that you want to be. It allows you to reach people globally that you might not have been able to connect with otherwise. And also, I mean, especially just being a woman of color, or just being a woman in general, we already have so many obstacles that we have to overcome. And I believe that because of the internet, we no longer have to just take what's given to us, right? We can create our own opportunities, we can create our own jobs, we can create any type of business that we want and reach thousands and thousands of people every single month due to the power of the internet. I mean, even you and I, we met through social media, which is we need the internet in order to use social media. And I've been able to create so many opportunities for myself in my business because of just consistently marketing myself online and on social media. So it's definitely been game changing for my business and many other people that I know as well.
Right. It's a matter of learning how to make it
Hmm.
work for you, or hiring an expert like yourself, because a lot of entrepreneurs
Absolutely.
have so much, as you know, as an entrepreneur, to on their plate. So
Absolutely.
if you do have the means to hire experts that are in the areas that you need help in, then by all means do it. And
Yes.
it's something that we can all take advantage of, and in that way, it is a true gift. But you say as well that it's more than posting pretty pictures, because I know that you are very strategic in your posts. And yes, we did meet on Instagram, so that was fabulous. I'm so glad we have. And so explain that, because I do see a lot of Instagram feeds that are for businesses, and they're really not using it as a tool to help them in business. So maybe you could
Yes.
tell us how we can be more successful with social media.
Absolutely. You can be more successful by establishing yourself as an expert, and you do this by educating your audience. You do this by being consistent. You do this by creating content that evokes some type of emotion, and just understanding your audience, understanding their needs, their pain points, and how you can help them overcome their challenges, and speaking their language and telling them how to get from pain to pleasure, from point A to B. So for me, I'm posting content and I'm explaining, or here's how to grow your email list or to get more followers or to become more visible. People don't want to just hear about you brag about your Lamborghini or whatever it is. They want to know, like, how can you help them? And if for whatever reason, if you're just at a point where you're really unsure of what your audience wants, one thing that I learned is to ask them. It doesn't hurt to ask your audience. It only helps you. And with Instagram especially, there's a really cool feature that I love that has helped me put together many of my classes. So in Instagram stories, you have a poll feature where you can ask your audience, which would you prefer, A or B? Do you want to learn about hashtags, or do you want to learn about creating content in Canva? And then your audience who view that story can actually vote and choose. And what is really cool too, if you want to take it a step further, is you can share the results of that poll with your audience. And this is great because it gets them involved in the process. It gets them really excited and makes them feel like they're really a part of something. But this way, when you do this, you're not assuming what your audience wants, which is never what you want to do, because you're going to miss the mark if you're just going based off of, okay, what do I want to talk about? No, you have to change that and figure out, okay, how can I serve my audience? And that's how you can really excel, by, just not posting pretty pictures. The pretty pictures is a part of it. It is a component, because no one wants to see ugly content or grainy photos. So yes, your content and the visuals have to be up to par, but there's the science to it by really understanding the needs and wants of your audience.
That is so informative. That was just packed with clues, everybody. So you're right. Surveying your audience helps you determine what you should be offering to them, because you're right. A lot of entrepreneurs, especially coaches, go about developing, they take months, years even, developing a program that they feel that their clients need without surveying first. And when you do that, then you're right. You're just trying to push a product that maybe nobody's interested in.
No one wants.
Exactly. So, and you're right. Getting your clients to interact with that is a great idea. I hadn't thought about getting back to them with the results, but you're right. Then it makes them feel part of the interaction with you and what you're doing. So fabulous information. I just love it. So you have a know, like, trust factor that you mentioned, and I just love that. And maybe you can extend on that. You touched a little bit about it in the previous question, but how that plays a part in developing social media success. So you've got know, like, and trust factor.
Absolutely. Well, at the end of the day, people buy from those who they trust, right? So the best way, and that's what's allowed me to have of success that I've had on social media, is because I'm providing value, but also I'm speaking to my audience. I'm consistent. And also video content has been so spectacular in just the amount of growth that I've experienced in my business. So video, and especially live streaming consistently. And here's why. I find that a lot of people shy away from live streaming, and I was guilty of this at one point, because I am more of an introvert, and it just felt weird, right? Like, I don't know who it is that I'm talking to or what to say. But the beauty of live streaming is it gives your audience a chance to get to know you. It gives them a chance to ask you questions in real time, and for you to handle objections in real time. And once you are able to answer those questions, you can direct them over to your direct messaging, or point them over to your website. And you just get that low-hanging fruit, who maybe these people were on the fence about buying something from you, but because you were live and you were able to interact with them and answer their questions, you just pushed them over to the edge, and now they're ready to buy from you. So that has been, like, definitely the best way to build the know, like, and trust. And I also have a YouTube channel as well, Christian B TV, where I provide a lot of educational information that shows people how to really market their business online as well. But video by far has been the best way to build that know, like, and trust factor.
Yes, and that can be done on all platforms now, correct? Like, I know they have it Instagram, Facebook, of course, YouTube, but
LinkedIn as well.
LinkedIn, TikTok, I've seen it on that. Yep. Twitter, do they have video on Twitter? See, I'm not familiar so much with Twitter.
I don't really use Twitter that much for my business, to be honest. That's the one that, and when I do, it's just posting messages. But I find live streaming on platforms like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube and even LinkedIn, I see a bunch of people who are having massive success with live streaming on LinkedIn as well. It's very powerful. It's extremely powerful. And I mean, sometimes people worry, okay, well, I only have maybe 300 followers on Instagram. No one's going to see my live stream. Oh, they absolutely will, because you can save it to your feed, which I do all the time, because not everyone's going to be able to make it to that live stream at that moment. But if you leave it on
Right.
your feed, over time, more and more people will get to watch it on their own time. And it works wonders for business. So I encourage
Yeah.
everyone to be live streaming a lot more.
And the algorithms like video. I know that.
They certainly do.
Yeah.
Because
They love
everyone
video.
engages with it more. They do. They definitely do.
Yes. Yes. So whether you like it or not, people, you're going to have to get in front of the camera and start live streaming, because I know that's a big
Yes.
issue. Even for me, sometimes I'm like a control freak. It's like, oh, I guess I have to ad lib this. Now what do I
do.
say?
But here's what works. So what works for me is, because sometimes you get a little nervous right before you're about to live stream. And if you get nervous, it might cause you to forget things. So here's what not to do. What you don't want to do is type out a whole script and then read off of it and go live.
Mhm.
But what is helpful with being able to just not forget certain things is outlining the main bullet points of your live stream that you want to talk about, and just like glance down at your notes and look back up and cover those points. And that way you're staying on task, but you're not necessarily reading a whole script and looking really robotic. But that's what I do, and it helps very much with just, making sure that you're not missing or forgetting anything you want to
The
cover.
points. Yeah, that's a great piece of great tip, because definitely you don't want to be reading something. Oh my gosh, there's nothing worth, that might not even be worth
I've seen
posting.
people do it. I've
Oh
seen people
no.
do it, and I'm like, you see their
Oh my
eyes
gosh.
moving across the thing, and I'm just like, no.
Oh gosh. Well, okay. Well, we're sure not to do that. At least those who are watching, because Kriss will be watching you
I
and
will.
texting you, excuse me, and sending you a message for sure. So, give us 3 top tips that you would recommend for social media.
Sure. 3 top tips. Well, for one, consistency. You can do everything else right. If you're not consistent, you're not going to see the level of growth that you'd like to. And so I always encourage my clients and the people that I coach to show up consistently on social media, because if you are not showing up consistently, then you can't expect your audience to show up consistently either. So that's the one thing. And really live streaming and posting video content, that's the other thing. And then also using calls to actions in your posts. So anytime that you post something, there should be some type of purpose behind it. And a call to action can be something as simple as follow my account, or click the link in my bio and visit my website to download a free guide, or maybe follow another page or tag a friend. These are all things that where you're just prompting your audience to take action. And this works really well for me because, I myself and my clients, I'm encouraging them to build text message lists, because it's one of the best ways to reach your audience. Email has about a 20% open rate versus text. It's like 99% open rate or even higher than that. So having calls to action, like, mine is text learn to 77948 to sign up for, X, Y, and Z. So just having calls to actions is really helpful, because your audience may not know what you want them to do. So just guiding them.
Guiding them right. And that is so important, because if you just post and there's no call to action, then it's just pretty pictures or video that's not really helping your business. And of course, that's how we want to
No.
use social media, is to help propel our business and find new customers and build your audience and build your following, really, because that's very,
Absolutely.
very important. And you did mention to separate your personal and your business pages, because that's very vital,
Yes.
especially when you're building a platform on social media for business, right?
Absolutely. It is important. And I see a lot of people make the mistake of, all right, they had this personal account, they want to switch it over to business, but they're worried about what people think because all of their followers are their friends, neighbors, and people in their family. So their page is private, which it doesn't serve your business to have a private account because new followers are not going to want to request to follow you just to see what you have on your page. Also, you don't have targeted followers, right? You have a bunch of people who probably aren't really interested in what you offer if it was previously a personal account. So definitely switching to a business profile, and also with a business profile, you get specific analytics that you don't get with a personal Instagram or, certain accounts, because you can see what type of posts are getting the most engagement, what days you're getting the most followers, at what time, all of this data and information that you get on a business account that you don't necessarily get with a personal account. So definitely, if you're using a personal account, then it's best to create a brand new business account for your business.
Right. That's a great tip. And then there was one other thing that you mentioned is batch creating. So just give us some insight, because you mentioned that to me and I was like, wow, that sounds interesting. What is that?
So batch creating, or creating content in bulk, is when you literally set aside maybe an hour or two during the week and you create a week's worth of content, and then you can schedule it out. So you can use a scheduler like there's Later, there's Planoly. I even got an email last week with Canva. They even allow posting onto your Instagram now. So there's so many tools that can automate that process for you, so that you don't have to stop what you're doing each day and say, all right, I have to find that latest post that I created and post it on Instagram. Just take an hour, because I know we're all busy, right? We're running a business. We wear so many different hats, and it's relatively difficult to just stop at any moment and create content. So if consistency, because we do need to be consistent, if you're having trouble with staying on track, then creating a week's worth of content, I mean, even if it's 7 to 10 pieces of content, creating it and then scheduling it on a scheduling tool to just help with that consistency issue.
Yeah, that's a great time saver. And that's, because you're right. And then when you sit down to create a post, if you're not in the mindset, you take longer. But if you put it into your schedule and you have it on your calendar and you say, okay, now I'm going to zone in on creating my posts, thinking of my call to action. I don't know about you, but I kind of get in the zone. So it's much easier to flow from, creating one post to another post to another post, because often I'll sit down and I'll create one post and it's like, it takes me 10 minutes just to get there, just to get my mind on the topic or whatever. And there was one other that I really enjoyed that you mentioned. You said, don't reinvent the wheel, to do a competitor's search. And I love this because I often do a lot of research, because it also provides me with inspiration. So maybe just touch a little bit on that, because I find that so valuable in business and in life.
Yes, absolutely. So one thing that you had mentioned, when you go to post, sometimes you maybe overthink it, or you're unsure of where you even want to go with the content that you want to create. So what I encourage my clients in just people to do in general is to maybe create a list of 5 or so competitors and look at their content, see what's working really well for them. Also look at what's working not so well, so you don't create that type of content. But the stuff that is performing relatively well, you can get inspiration from it. You obviously don't want to copy, because it's just never good to copy, but take inspiration and make it your own and apply that to your content, because there's going to be endless amounts of competitors out there. So find competitors whose content you like and just create similar versions for yourself. And then they've already done the research for you. They've shown you like thousands or hundreds of people are commenting and liking this post, or saying that they're buying products based off of that post. So you can do the same and experience similar success for yourself. So yes, I do the same thing as well. I'm always doing research and just getting inspiration from various different places. Pinterest is a great place to go as well to get inspiration.
Oh, really?
I do love Pinterest. Yeah. Yeah.
I know Pinterest, but I never thought of that for inspiration. That's a good tip.
It's a
Yeah.
great search engine. If you literally type in keywords or phrases that pertain to your niche, you can get all types of graphics and content ideas, and you just get so much inspiration from that as well. So, yeah, that's
Wow.
another one.
That's fabulous. I'm going to do that right after our call. I'll be on Pinterest all afternoon.
It's
Oh my
great for
gosh.
visuals. It's
Oh,
great
for
for visuals.
visual, yeah. It
Yes.
is fabulous. I mean, that's why I just get enamored with it because I'm a creative intelligence coach and I just end up looking at all the beautiful pictures because it really is fun.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
for
is.
sure. Now, you said the key to connecting with your audience, you use three fabulous words. And I love this because it really hones in on the connection. You said educate, entertain, and evoke emotion. So just extrapolate those a little bit because you are so on the mark when you said the connection is about educating,
Mhm.
entertaining, and evoking that emotion.
Sure. I find that there are some people that worry about giving away free information because they are afraid that, well, if I give away free information, that no one will want to buy anything from me or book a call or what have you. And that's definitely not the case. And by providing just, some helpful tips to your audience, by educating them, your audience will be so grateful and it will only encourage them to reach out to you. I get dozens and dozens of messages every single day because I'm educating my audience. I'm telling them effective ways to get more followers, to establish credibility online, to build their email list, to get more sales, and all of these different things. So, I mean, you're giving the how, you're giving the what, but if you want to provide the how, I mean, those are the things that your customers would want to pay for. But you can literally just create content and little blurbs of information, little nuggets of information that, entertain, even if it's a funny meme or a funny video or you showing behind the scenes, giving people the opportunity to get to know you. And this is how they know, like, and trust you because you're educating them, you're giving them some useful information that they can apply to their own business, or you're just showing behind the scenes so that they can just get to learn a little bit more about you. But it is so important. Like, you don't want to be generic. You don't want to try and be like someone else. We want to be ourselves and just build a true connection and also engaging. And this is something
Mm.
that I see a lot of people forget to do. They'll post a piece of content and then walk away from it. They're not replying back to their comments. They're not engaging on other people's posts. And you have to do that if you want people to reciprocate and build a relationship with you. So just engagement is another thing that really will set you apart from everyone else.
Absolutely. Yes, a lot of individuals, they post, but they don't engage. And it's the engagement that has people coming back and also
Yes.
has those social media uh, algorithms sending you more connections too. It's very
That
interesting because yeah,
it is.
it's all computerized. So whether you think nobody's watching or listening, they are, you know. But
Absolutely.
this is why we all need an expert like Kris, because if you're starting to feel a little overwhelmed, because this is a lot of information and it's also a lot of things to look at, do yourself a favor. That's why there are individuals like Kris, and she's got an extremely successful business. And we haven't finished yet, so there's a little bit more coming. So we talked just briefly about places to go for inspiration, and that's something that I always love to do. And when we talked earlier, you mentioned a top resource that I was just thrilled about. It was called the answerthepublic.com. So give us a little
Yes.
insight into that and how you can use it for your
Yes.
social media.
Yes, Answer the Public by far is one of my favorite research tools. So, Answer the Public is a keyword research tool, and how you use it, and it's free to use for the first couple searches per day. And I don't use the paid version, but what you do is you go to answerthepublic.com and then you type in keywords or phrases that pertain to your niche or your industry. So, for example, if you are in the fitness industry and you go to answerthepublic.com and you type in core exercises in the search field. You hit search, and then what it does is Answer the Public will show you like dozens of the top questions people are asking, people in your ideal audience is asking that pertain to, for example, core exercises. And you can click on those questions and it'll bring you to Google search results, and you'll see blog articles, all different types of content. But what you can do is, I use Answer the Public for my YouTube channel to come up with YouTube video ideas. I use Answer the Public for coming up with content for my social media. But basically, you can take those questions and you can answer them. And best believe that if you were answering these questions, it's going to get a lot of engagement, because these are the top questions that people in your industry are trying to find answers to. And this is a way to really set yourself apart from your competition and establish more credibility and help people. And it works wonders. I really, really love this tool, and it's free. So you have really nothing to lose by using this tool. It's definitely a wonderful platform.
Yes, I was so thrilled when Kris told me about it. I couldn't wait to share it. Those are the types of things that, they're out there, but we need individuals that are expert in their fields like Kris, and there's other ones that you can use for title development for whether it's you're running a challenge or whether you're posting something. There's a lot of free services out there. So whenever I hear someone mention something that can be useful like this, I love to share it. And Kris was just mentioning it in our conversation, and everybody should just go and check it out. Even if you want to build a course, right? It's
Absolutely.
kind of like a survey. I mean, in the sense that if you're looking to like the pain points or the things that people are having issues with, no matter what your area of expertise, you can go in there and find out the questions and or the not questions that you thought would be relevant to your audience. Because like you said, we always need to be surveying and find out what people want, and they're doing it for us.
Absolutely.
So it's fantastic. I love it. So you have one of my favorite tips. We're going to put that, by the way, in Kris's information, so you don't have to worry about trying to find it. You also have a team, and that is so incredible. So what advice would you give some entrepreneurs to walking into hiring a team? Because you didn't start with a team. You were a solopreneur, and then you've built your business. And how did you just sort of walk yourself into that and gain the confidence to say, okay, I think I'm ready to start hiring?
Honestly, it started when I was getting completely overwhelmed and also doing specific things in my job that I just had no business doing, that I knew that there were people out there that were better at it. And what I've learned from other successful businesses is that you want to be growing your business, but not necessarily just constantly working within it. Because if you are, it's going to be extremely difficult to scale your business. So I recommend people to outsource as soon as you can. Delegate some of the tedious work, whether it's, okay, you need, for example, I need to generate a list of businesses and contact information. Okay, I can spend 10 hours doing that myself, or I can get someone to create that list, scrape the web data and get the contact information for me, so I can work on getting more sales calls done and live streaming or doing events or, different things, because that all takes away from your business if you're doing everything yourself. So, and I understand our businesses are our babies, and for some of us, we don't want to let go of it. We want to do everything ourselves, but there comes a time where you can, it's just the fast path to getting burnt out completely if you're trying to take on everything. So as soon as you start feeling like, all right, I don't even have time to do all of these various different things, you should definitely look into either creating a team or maybe just outsourcing some of the work to maybe a virtual assistant.
Yes, virtual assistants are fabulous, and outsourcing is so incredibly easy today because of the internet. It's no longer the brick and mortar where you have to have an office and you have to lease space and have people come in. And so the opportunity for that is available to us today. And not only that, you are able to focus your energy on what drives your passion and where your strengths
Yes.
are. So it's an investment, but it's an investment. Like you said, you didn't have a choice because your business just got so over, which was great, but you were smart
Yes.
enough to realize that, hey, I think if I want to grow, if I want to keep growing and make this profitable on the long term, then I'm going to have to hire a team. So that's, and at your age, I think, wow, you're just burning it up, Kriss.
Thank you.
I love your enthusiasm, your energy, and your strategic, approach to business. So with
Thank
that,
you.
oh, you're very welcome. Your business is called Crush It with Kriss, and I say that because I have tried. I'm just telling you, I've Googled Kriss's name, and Kris Bryant happens to be a very famous, is it baseball player?
Baseball player.
I don't know. He's a sports guy. So
No,
if you
you're
try
right. He's
to,
a baseball player.
is he
Yeah.
a baseball player? Okay, sorry. I'm not
Yes.
into sports, but when I did Kris
Me neither.
Bryant, I was like, now that doesn't look anything like Kriss. So, but Crush It with Kriss, and just tell our audience a little bit, because you have two sides to your business. You have a consulting and you also have a coaching. So
I have
maybe just
three actually. I have the digital
okay,
product
there you
side as
go.
well. So
Okay.
yeah, so there's the social media management side for the business owners who wear multiple hats. They don't necessarily have the time or the interest maybe to, create content. They want to delegate that and have a team support them and grow their following, get them more leads, get them more customers for their business. So whether it be Instagram or Facebook management or running Facebook ads, my social media management services are all customizable. And then there's the coaching side of things that is great, especially for maybe a solopreneur who just wants some coaching, who needs to know the right strategies and the right tools to get them to the next level online for their business. So I offer that, which is also customizable, right? Because we are all at various different stages in our business. So whatever it is that my clients need help with, we have a different theme for each week. So that's how I work one-to-one with my customers. But I also have digital products as well for people who might not be ready for the social media management side or the coaching side, but they want like a DIY type of approach where they want to watch videos and then apply the information themselves. So I also have social media marketing courses that I sell as well. So yeah, those are the three components. And then I'm also
Oh, is
a
that all?
content creator.
Oh,
I'm a busy
content.
girl. Yeah, a content
Yeah.
creator. So I have my YouTube channel, my TikTok, various different things. But yes, my passion
Yeah.
definitely is with the coaching and social media management side for sure.
Yes, we're all going to be jumping on board. 'Cause, yeah, there is so much, but it's an incredible world, and rather than fighting it, we're all going to have to go with the flow, because
Yes.
if we didn't know it before, we've had to learn it now. And even the grandmas and grandpas who have been putting off the phones and the Zooms calls and the FaceTime because of what's happened. And now everybody's just having to step up their game, or just finding out the fantastic opportunities that are available on social media. So yeah, this is your timing couldn't be better. I mean, I mean, it's always
Thank you.
been there, but I think people are realizing now that this is the future. And I don't personally think it's going to go back a whole bunch. I think we're just going to keep using this platform as a way of connecting, and a way of teaching, and a way of entertaining, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So one question that we're getting near the end here: why would you recommend entrepreneurship?
I would definitely recommend entrepreneurship because it allows you to have freedom. It allows you to build your own dreams and not someone else's. It's by far the most rewarding experience that I've ever had in my life. And it builds so much character, and you will learn so much. Is every day going to be easy? Absolutely not. But with the right mindset, you will definitely find a way. I couldn't imagine spending the rest of my life working for someone else. And you can create your own way, your own pathway when you are an entrepreneur. And if you do everything in your power to succeed, you will never look back. I mean, I love the journey. It's different every single day. It's never the same thing. It's definitely hard work, but it's worth it, and it pays off if you're planting the seeds like how we discussed, and you're just really determined and resilient. I feel as though society sometimes, not sometimes, a lot of the time encourages the younger generation to go to school, get a good job, save some money. And for those who want to do that, that's great. I feel like do what makes you happy. But for those who want to live on their own terms, who want to make an impact and do things that they are passionate about and that lights them up, then believe in yourself and, continue on that path to become an entrepreneur, because it's totally worth it.
That is so great. I mean, yes, making a difference, making an impact, and feeding your passion, turning your passion
Mm-hmm.
into prosperity. I mean, there's nothing greater
Yes.
to wake up and to do a job that you love. So, and it's not even a
Yes.
job. It becomes, you almost start to feel guilty. Gosh, is this really my job? No, maybe not. I mean, it's a lot of hard work. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
But you see the fruits of your labor. And the nice thing is that you're able to impact others. And even in hiring your team, you're giving them opportunity and they see you. And so you become an inspiration. And you definitely are an
Yes.
inspiration, Kris. So
Thank
let
you.
me let me ask you one last question, because we're here on the Epic Vision Zone. And
Yes.
my question to you is, if your life were an epic story, what would the title be?
An epic story? That is a really good question.
Thank
No
you.
one's ever asked me that before. No, that's a really, I would say relentless, because that
Mm.
is truly how I am. I am someone, like, I am a fighter. I really am. I am someone that has been on her own since the age of 15. A year ago, when the pandemic hit, I lost all of my social media accounts. I lost about 30,000
Oh.
followers. And that's not something that I haven't really talked about it a lot until recently, but I fought like hell to grow my following back to the size that I have. And I apply that to every aspect of my business. If something knocks me down, I get back up and I find a way to overcome it. And that's what I encourage my clients and followers and everyone to do. So that would be my title, Relentless.
Relentless. I love it. I love it. And you are relentless for sure. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
that title. We'll certainly, we all have to be relentless if we're going to be entrepreneurs, right? For sure.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
Kris has some incredible offers for us. So I just wanted you to walk our audience through that, and just know that all of this information will be available in the show directory under Kris's bio. So, but just tell us, our audience, some of the offers that you're making here, and I encourage everyone to take advantage of them. They're really generous.
Oh, sure. So right now I am doing a 14-day Instagram growth challenge. So it's free to sign up, and basically every day for 14 days after you sign up, you'll receive one email a day that outlines what you need to do that day to amass, hundreds of followers organically, get on the explore page, get more visibility for your business. And these are all things that I do for my clients and for myself on a daily basis to just get more eyeballs on my page, on my products, and driving traffic to my website. So that's the main thing that I'm offering right now. And I mean, I have people that have signed up, and after the second or third day, they're already starting to see results. So I highly encourage anyone watching it to definitely join the challenge if you're interested. As you mentioned, there'll be a link in the bio, but also you can text learn to 77948. That's another way to get the link sent to you as well. So that's one thing. And also I offer one-to-one strategy calls and they're all customizable for anyone who is looking to just really take things to the next level with their social media. And I offer the social media management as well.
That's great. Yes, do take advantage of the challenge. Maybe just clear when you have space in your calendar and also a strategy call just to get some insight. I mean, Kriss is a treasure trove of information. So it would be wonderful to just tap into her incredible resource brain and find out some of the ins and outs that she can do for you and also for your business. Again, everything is going to be in the bio, and at the links will be available there. And don't forget to connect with Kriss as well on Instagram at Crush It with Kriss. I just saw that she posted a fabulous announcement that she's hit 11,000 followers. So congratulations. I was on there and I'm like, oh my gosh, how wonderful is that? So I tell you, when it's organic and they're true followers, that's a lot of work, but it's really worth it. It's really worth it, isn't it?
It definitely is. It definitely is. I came back better than ever with this new Instagram account that I'm working on, and I love the group of women that I follow, that follow me. They're very encouraging, and we all just want to learn from each other and support each other, and that's what's important at the end of the day.
Yes, absolutely. I love it. And I would encourage everyone to follow me on Instagram as well at Jane Applegath. And also check out my website at janeapplegath.com to become an epic entrepreneur and how I can help you there. And this has been the Epic Vision Zone, transferring your dream into epic success. Congratulations for signing up for the Female Entrepreneur Revolution. We're bringing you some of the most exciting female entrepreneurs from around the globe to share with you their knowledge, their ideas, their inspiration, and more importantly, their resources to elevate you to prosperity and freedom. And by being here, you're on the cusp of something great, your epic future. I'm Jane Applegath, founder of the Epic Vision Zone and producer of the Female Entrepreneur Revolution. Be sure to get your VIP pass and join me after the summit on June 16th for a very special VIP coaching session where we'll have hot seating, summit Q&A, and a special guest appearance by one of our speakers just for you, where we'll ignite your vision, up-level your confidence, and set you on the path to your dreams' epic success. This is your opportunity calling. It's time to take action. Get your VIP pass now. I can't wait to see you on the other side.